You are listening to VOV and here's some more news. National Assembly Chairman Vương praised the role of the State Audit Office of Vietnam that made its inception 27 years ago in reducing waste, enforcing thrift, and the efficient use of public assets and funding. At a working session with the SAV on Thursday, Mr. Huệ said Vietnam's State Audit Center has learned from the world's experience and applied it to Vietnam's situation, which has helped to elevate the center's global prestige. Vietnam helps close the Asian Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions. Mr. Huệ said of the state audit's pending tasks. The state audit needs to closely examine the operation of the national assembly and help the government in terms of management, especially in resolving current problems related to socio-economic development in the post-pandemic period. The state audit's task for 2022 will be to foster thrift and reduce waste of public assets, mineral resources, and land. The Vietnam-India Comprehensive Strategic Partnership was discussed at a web dinner called India at 75, hosted online by the Indian Embassy in Hanoi Thursday. It was one of the key events to celebrate India's 75th Independence Day on August 15th and anticipates the 50th anniversary of India-Vietnam diplomatic relations next January. Indian Ambassador to Vietnam, Pranay Gumar said,
"These 50 years and even longer than that has been a remarkable journey of togetherness for both India and Vietnam, as our two countries not only overcame adversities but also supported and inspired each other in their pursuit of nationhood. It is therefore an occasion for us to also reaffirm our commitment to take our special relationship, the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership with Vietnam, to newer heights."
The webinar brought together representatives of the government of Vietnam, members of think tanks and organizations who shared their thoughts of India's journey, the role of the public diplomacy, and the shared Buddhist heritage. Vietnamese Deputy Foreign Minister Nguyễn Quốc Dũng said,
"On our bilateral relations, I would be remiss not to mention the historical and cultural links between our two nations that dates back to over 200 years. During the 20th century, generations of our leaders and peoples have worked tirelessly together to lay the foundation for our traditional friendship, upgraded to comprehensive economic partnership in 1992.
Vietnam and India elevated their ties to a strategic partnership in 2007 and a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2016. Now to end the news at headlines once again. President Nguyễn Phúc visits medical staff and federal forces in Hanoi. Vietnam gets more aid from countries for its COVID-19 fight. And Vietnam and India strengthen their partnership. Those are news. You are listening to Radio Voice of Vietnam, and here's the current affairs. The Taliban have captured Afghanistan's second and third biggest cities, fueling fears the US-backed government could fall to the insurgents as the international forces complete their withdrawal after 20 years of war. With the capture of Kandahar in the south and Herat in the west, it appears the Taliban will eventually capture the capital Kabul and take complete control of the country.
Independent European sources say the Taliban have gained control of about 65% of Afghanistan's territory, including many strategic cities, and are threatening to occupy several more provincial capitals. Afghan government forces are clustering to protect the remaining major cities, including Kabul. A U.S. defense official speaking on the condition of anonymity said on Thursday that U.S. intelligence estimates the Taliban could besiege Kabul in 30 days and take it over within 90 days. A scenario in which the central government loses control could happen faster than U.S. intelligence has forecast. The Taliban might gain full control of Afghanistan within 6 months after that the US and its allies completely withdraw their combat forces. The Taliban have won most of the recent battles against the Afghan government troops in inner territories and border areas. The Taliban's advances have created chaos on the roads to Kabul as tens of thousands of people flee to the capital in the hope of being protected by government troops. Analysts attribute the Taliban's gains to their greater motivation and fighting spirit compared to the Afghan army. The Taliban consider the withdrawal of the Americans and their allies a victory and a golden opportunity to expand their control. The Taliban's goal is to create an irreversible situation and an overwhelming advantage at the negotiating table with the Afghan government. With the coalition's withdrawal, Afghan government troops lost both combat support and morale. In the past 20 years, Afghan troops have almost never fought independently in large-scale operations against the Taliban, almost always receiving strong fire support from the US Air Force and sometimes artillery and infantry support. The Afghan army are superior to the Taliban in numbers and weapons. They possess 170 combat aircraft and dozens of helicopters, completely overwhelming the air force of the insurgents. But their combat capacity is inferior, stemming from years of corruption and bureaucracy in Afghan society and its military. The Taliban's rapid ascendancy could pose a difficult problem for US President Joe Biden, who has already said he will not reverse his decision to withdraw US troops.
This is VOV, and here comes the culture segment. Lailan Temple in Gimbu Commune in the northern province of Hudao is connected to the origin of swan singing. The villagers are doing all they can to preserve and promote the music genre, an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Swan singing, also called Hatkuding, or singing at the communal house, is related to worshipping the gods and combines poetry, music, singing, and dancing. Temple is an important relic site where worshiping rituals and community activities still take place. Inside the temple is a showroom displaying precious documents on swan singing. It is thought that swan singing first appeared during the time of the Hung Kings, the founders of the Vietnamese nation.